Welcome back from the break. I'm Sumner Sambo, and you're still watching This Week. Now, the Progressive Governors Forum has described the ongoing agitations for an interim government as treasonable. The body of elected governors under the All Progressives Congress is urging all Nigerians to remain vigilant and resist any undemocratic conduct which is capable of undermining the country's democracy, while commending the DSS for unraveling the plot. They also warn against ethnic and religious incitements. Well, joining us to discuss this issue, and of course some of the things said by the PDP and the Labour Party is Oyalowo, who is a member of the All Progressives Congress. Thank you so much, Ayo, for joining us.
Thank you for having
Let's
me.
talk about some of these talks here and there. I mean, it's beginning to get to fever pitch at the moment. People, including the Labour Party, saying that Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the president-elect, should not be inaugurated on May 29, and then for you to see governors elect and of your party coming to actually talk about this, it looks like a lot of you are disturbed and worried.
Like I said yesterday somewhere else, we are unfortunate to have on the ballot a very undemocratic element among the contestants for the presidency of Nigeria. He's so undemocratic. I begin to see fascism in their way. In fact, as at this time yesterday, one of them almost brought down an aeroplane, claiming that because Bola Tinubu won the claim.
Brought down
well, it doesn't matter.
He created a scene.
He created a scene on the plane, and who knows what else he will have done. The same thing, one of them again was saying they will bring IPOB to Lagos to come and kill people because
but they actually said that their shops were being burnt in Lagos.
My
some
brother,
Igbo leaders and all of that.
Is this the first time we're going to have a fire in the market?
Yeah, but it's been happening over and over.
It's happening because maybe you need to take a walk, or tell your cameraman to take a walk to those markets. Actually, most of those markets were built in residential areas, and they were not properly ventilated. They were not. In fact, I would advise the Lagos State government to bring down all those markets and relocate them away from inside residential area within Lagos Island and in other places, because those markets actually constitute nuisance and environmental degradation to the environment. So maybe that is what Lagos State should start doing now, because some people cannot begin to say we against everybody. You are in the north, it is we against you. You are in Dubai, it is we against you. You go to South Africa, it is we. Why is it that it's only a certain people that think everybody is against them?
Meanwhile, if they are dominant in those markets, for example, and then you have their shops,
if you have
evidence
that somebody did something against you, what should a decent person do? You go to the police, you go to the law. Anybody who begins to bring in non-state actor to begin to threaten the peace of the environment has become a terrorist. We need to be telling ourselves the truth. Nigerian press should tell people the truth. You cannot, under any circumstances, resort to self-help. The moment you begin to resort to self-help, you have become a terrorist and a danger to the corporate existence of our country.
Well, good to know that that person who made that statement
has been arrested. I'm glad. And I'm saying
but
it to the Lagos State governor.
They also say that some of the people within your own camp who have been making inciting statements, people like Bayo, Onanuga, people like Femi Fani-Kayode, Festus Keyamo, have not been arrested. Or when Fani Kayode was brought by the DSS,
let's begin to clear this. You have mentioned Fani Kayode, you have mentioned Bayo Onanuga, you have mentioned some other people. Did any of them threaten violence anyway? I know what Bayo Onanuga said. He said nobody should get involved in Yoruba people's matter. It's not an inciting statement.
That has landed him,
let me finish now. Let me finish. We know ICC. Anybody can write any nonsense. I can write to ICC today. Anybody can get and begin to make this unnecessary threat. Some people even compile some senseless lists that they are sending to the American embassy so that they won't give people visa. It's very childish and it's buncombe. Anybody can say that. What I'm saying is this. Bayo Onanuga reacted to issues that people were raising. However, none of them. In fact, Femi Fani-Kayode wrote today about what happened yesterday. And if you remember, he gave an advice. He said, I'll tell our people to do what? To calm down and hold the peace. That was the thing he wrote today.
I mean, a lot of Nigerians have been expecting
I'm going now. Let me finish. The difference between them and the people inciting violence is that they could make statements that may be annoying, but they don't incite anybody to violence. You will never hear Bayo Onanuga or anybody from, even you mentioned Festus Keyamo, my brother, you won't hear them say, let's take up arms or fight somebody. But you can't compare what they have said with a man who sat there and said we are going to bring in a proscribed. I hope you know IPOB is proscribed. It has been designated the 10th most dangerous terrorist group in the world.
And it has withdrawn that listing of IPOB.
But are you aware that IPOB is designated a terrorist organization? You are aware.
Of course, the Nigerian government
exactly. So how can the court legitimately? So how can a man sit in this house and say he will bring an outlawed group?
Isn't it because he's feeling bad that the system is not supporting?
What system is not supporting, helping? Are you aware that a market got burnt in Anambra just last week? Is it your people that went to burn it? Let people stop this unnecessary talk.
Okay, how can
market burn because
I
will go there. Market gets burnt because most of these markets were wrongly built. Some of them are not well ventilated, not well spaced. And like I said, before you caught me, I am asking the Lagos State government to do what is right. Go to those markets, level them, relocate the market out of residential areas within the island and every other places.
To the issues of the ING and all of that, and your governors are saying that.
Nobody should say that.
Reasonable.
It is.
How do we have your own team, the president-elect's team, not heightening some of these conversations? How do we ensure that his statement, which he offered, calling for peace, calling for reconciliation, is duly adhered to by members of his own team, so that we don't have speeches
if you notice, we are doing the best just this week. You see, we've been more busy trying to work on the transition committee and try to begin to divest power from the outgoing government. As of today, I think the president just signed another executive order on transition. So we are trying to move on with Nigeria, but they are inciting people every day. Today, I still listen to one of their meetings on Twitter. It's called Space. If you don't know whether they were still going around saying we must take our mandate back. And I'm like, what are these people actually talking about? If any one of them is old enough to know what happened in 1993, you will not, for any reason, think about an entire national government. You and I know how many Nigerian souls we lost in that period. You and I know, these guys don't even understand what soldiers, they were the ones saying that soldiers killed them in Lekki. They don't know what soldiers will do. If soldiers took over our government today, all this nonsense will stop. You think you will even sit in the street and be talking? Ask this Bayo Onanuga you mentioned today. They were publishing in underground places. They were selling at petrol station. People think they don't understand. They don't understand what
guerrilla journalism by Sunday Diary, who happens to be the minister of Youth and Sports.
Sunday Diary said it in his book. Exactly, guerrilla journalism. People were publishing papers. They were hiding it.
And that's why we are surprised that the likes of Bayo Onanuga will be making certain statements.
Bayo didn't make inciting statement. He made an angry statement. He reacted angrily. I agree he was angry, and I agree what he said. But it wasn't an incitement. He never incited anybody.
All right, Ayo. As you
can't put it together with the interim government.
So May 29, shouldn't Bola Ahmed Tinubu be back in the country, reaching out to lots of people? I've seen Kashim Shettima, his vice president, shell candidate, who's now the president, vice president elect, vice president elect, going to Mina to meet with IBB, meet with Abdul Salami. Shouldn't we have Bola Ahmed Tinubu himself?
But they are a team.
Even knocking on doors of people like Peter Obi, people like
he doesn't have to go and see. Why should he go and see Peter Obi for what now?
Look, Nigeria is bigger than all of these people. All of the presidential candidates.
Bola Tinubu is the president-elect.
Bigger than all of them.
He will come home and we will form a transition committee, and then we will start working to anybody who wants to heal will heal. People who want to continue to cry should continue to cry, but they should cry within the ambit of the law.
To build.
That's where you didn't let me finish. Whoever who wants to cry should cry, but let it be within the ambit of the law. You have a right not to support the government, but go to the court. That is what decent Democrats do. It is only fascists that think they will do it by force. I hope you understand this. The law is there for everybody to test. We don't own the court. They don't own the court.
Well,
go to the court.
They seem not to believe that you don't own the court, because
but this same Peter Obi claimed that he knows how to use the court. He claimed when he was denied his ticket as a governor, then he used the court. So why has the court suddenly changed? Have they changed? This same Dati is deputy that has been making noise all over the place. He rigged an election to become a senator. He was removed by the court. So if the court did that, they can still do it again.
Now let's talk about, for example, the PDP, which came second. We haven't heard so much
exactly
about them.
Because they are Democrats.
Exactly is the problem between the APC and the Labour Party?
PDP
Why is the person
more
who's democratic. Not talking so
PDP
much?
is more democratic. They understand what to do. You see, that is why I'm saying we are unfortunate to have a fascist on the ballot. Because if you are not a fascist, you will not be making the person who came second, it is fascism. Anybody who will go to the anybody who will go anybody who will go to the Ministry of Defense or Defense Headquarters and say, please come and take over, and it's a fascist.
Look, in
you are not a Democrat. A Democrat will never do that.
APC said that if the elections then were rigged by the PDP, that would form an interim government.
I can't remember anybody saying that.
Well,
who said
happened.
that?
I mean,
we never said that. We never said that. I was one of the spokespersons. In fact, I was actually the deputy spokesperson after Garbash, who was a spokesman.
Some of your leaders
we never said it. I can't remember any one of us saying that. We never said we will form an interim government. We never.
The tone of the language.
We are Democrats. We are not fascists. These people are fascists.
Okay,
it's only a fascist that want to do this.
How do you call for reconciliation?
We don't want
because you have a nation to destroy the country.
Let the DSS pick anybody who is undemocratic and want to cause problems. There's no point reconciling with people who refuse to be reasonable. The reasonable thing to do.
But you have a country to govern. Are you going to govern a divided country?
They are just a very small, minute number. They are just very loud. They are just very loud. If they were that strong, why didn't they win the election? They don't need to.
For a party that wasn't given a chance and it came 6 million, and PDP that has been there for about 25 years is
now,
getting.
Do you know what you just gave to me now? You just told me what is their problem. PDP came second. PDP Light came third. PDP Light came fourth. If they had been reasonable and came together as one, maybe we will not be here as the president-elect. Maybe we will not be talking about winning today.
The president-elect needs to be back in the country.
He will be back in the country soon. He went to do a job. He's doing a good job. No, but let's not take it away from the fact that we have a sitting government. We can't have two presidents.
Yes, of
President
course.
Muhammadu Buhari is still the president today until when Asiwaju signed that paper at Eagle Square.
Okay, very quickly before
so we have a government in place.
What should the outgoing president do?
No, the outgoing president is already doing what he should be doing. As of today, we just talked about the executive order that he signed, and the transition committee is already working. He has already said he is giving full support to the government of Asiwaju when it comes in. So that's why I said Asiwaju doesn't have to be in Nigeria.
Now,
he doesn't even need to be here.
And then you have Bagudu being nominated
my
to the
big
transition
brother.
committee.
Yes,
what
because
do you have to say about that?
No. It tells you that the president-elect already has his people. He has his team. And I can assure Nigerians one thing very clearly. Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu will hit the ground running May 29.
Oyalowo is a member of the All Progressives Congress and a very strong believer in the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and he's very hopeful that inauguration day on May 29 will go ahead.
He will hit the ground running that morning. I can assure Nigerians.
Thank you so much for joining us here.
Thank you very much.
And that's how it's been on this edition of This Week, where we review all the big stories that are happening, and of course, we'll set the agenda for the incoming week. That's how it's been on the show today. I'm Summer Sambo. See you next week.